This is hilarious to me that somehow I'm getting credit for making an X on the calendar with the Seinfeld productivity program. It is the dumbest idea that was not mine, and somehow I'm getting the credit for it. That's what Seinfeld had to say about the chain method of productivity that was named after him. He's not wrong. Creating a habit of studying is as easy as making an X on the calendar. And that's what this video is all about. I'm Abhijit, a final year medical student from GMC Nagpur. In the last 6 years of my life, I have been studying every single day. Except for a few outdoor trips, I have not skipped a day of studying. Part of the reason is that both of my parents are teachers, so studying is highly valued at my home. But I think it was because I was unknowingly using the chain method of productivity. So what is it all about? This productivity method commits you in completing a daily goal for an extended period of time. For each day that you complete the goal, you add an X on the calendar. Eventually, you build a chain of X's that go from weeks to months to even years. Just keep at it and the chain will go longer and longer by the day. You will like seeing the chain grow longer and eventually it will become a part of your routine. Every evening that you study will take you one step closer to your goal. But this simplest all-powerful method of studying has a little problem. Let's assume it's the first day of your academic year. You have started learning a new subject or a new skill. Day 1 is very easy. Everything is new and you are very motivated and your resolve is rock strong. Day 2 gets a bit harder. You are not yet adjusted to the routine and padhai to boring hai hi. You still manage to get through the day but your resolve starts crumbling. Day 3, it all falls apart. You barely remember why you started. Your motivation is dead and your resolve is non-existent. Whether it is 3 days or 3 weeks, you eventually fall back to your old habits. Then the cycle repeats itself. That is, you resolve to do better on the next Monday, in the next month, in the next year. And again, day 1, day 2, day 3 and it's done. Do you see the problem here? Do you want to know the solution? Nobody wants to tell you why discipline is so important. Discipline is the strongest form of self-love. It is ignoring the current pleasures for a bigger rewards to come. It is loving yourself enough to give yourself everything that you ever wanted. But discipline is a hard skill to master overnight. This is where the chain method of productivity becomes a practical solution. It is extremely simple. All you need is a pen and a calendar. There are two possibilities of the day. Either you finish your goal or you don't finish it. If you finish the goal, mark it as an X. If you don't finish it, skip it. It is this simple. So why does it work? In one sentence, it activates your brain's rewarding system. Studying every day is hard and there is no short-term sense of accomplishment. You cannot see your hard work giving you rewards overnight. Have you ever thought of the fact that games are also hard? But we get addicted to them very easily. Video game designers and social networks understand the science of streaks. They use it to keep the players playing the game and to keep the people on their platform. Following the chain method of productivity uses the same science of addictive game designing. Part of your brain gets habituated to the addictive feeling of marking an X on the calendar. 1st January, 2nd January, 3rd January, and so on. Let's go a little deeper into the science of it all. Every habit has a neurological loop called a habit loop. The habit loop is made up of 3 elements: a cue, a routine, and a reward. Cue is anything that triggers the habit. For example, a particular time of the day, a particular place, some emotions, the people, etc. Let's take an example of studying. For me, the cue of studying is the alarm that I have set in my mobile phone. The routine is the habit itself, that is reading, writing, gymming, studying, whatever you are trying to achieve on a day-to-day basis. Lastly, reward is a positive reinforcement that helps us stick to that habit. For example, if you don't break the chain and consistently study for 10 days, you can reward yourself with your favorite dish. Consistently repeating the practice shows that you are disciplined to create this new habit. For me, my reward is buying some new chocolate, getting some coffee, drinking tasty shakes, etc. You can choose whatever you like as a reward as long as you keep on being consistent with your studies. So why does this chain method of productivity work again? First, you can count your progress. Adding a new X on your calendar is visible and you can count the number of days that you studied. So you see your streak getting bigger and bigger and you know that you are working hard and it is visible to you and your brain. It's a good reminder of how far you have come and how far you need to go. So it makes it especially harder to give up when you are feeling lazy or you want to quit. Second, It forces you to focus on today. With the chain method of productivity, all you have to do is complete the task that you are given on that day. You don't need to think about what will happen in a month. You don't need to think about how it will end up and will your hard work pay off. You just focus on those 24 hours and finishing the task and getting that X marked on your calendar. It is like today is another day for you to create your own happiness. You don't have to think about tomorrow or the year from now. Instead, you just had to add more X's to your streak. You earn short-term rewards for the behavior that pays off in a long term. This method focuses on the immediate action that is fully in your control. And so you have the freedom to focus on inputs over outcomes. And that's why it works. Also, each X that you add on your calendar helps you build your confidence. You harness the pleasure of these small successes that build up into a big win. There are a few rules to follow on this chain method of productivity that I want you to note down right now. First of all, decide what success and failure are. There should be no gray area of the day. If you want to study for 2 hours, the success is studying for 2 hours and the failure is studying for 1 hour 59 minutes. If you want to finish 2 topics per day, the success is finishing those 2 topics and the failure is finishing 1.5 topics. Set these clear parameters so that you know what your success and failure looks like. Second, don't miss on the chain more than twice. As much as possible, make sure you don't skip even a day in the streak. But sometimes things happen, like you have a family function, your college gave you extra homework, or you have some other project to attend to. In that case, don't skip more than twice. A broken streak on your calendar shows you your own failure. If you have broken the streak more than twice, scratch off that calendar, get a new one and start anew, starting from day 1 of the streak. This is the harsh truth of the world. Consistency doesn't care about your mood. Neither does discipline. Do it for yourself. Do it because you know that no one but you can give yourself the results that you are seeking. This is important because the longer your streak, the more momentum you will feel and the more reluctant you will be to break it. And when you feel the momentum, nothing can stop you. Don't let the fact that you don't know what you're doing stop you from doing anything. We start everything from a place of not knowing. Walking, writing, drawing, studying, and through the doing, we learn. We may not get it right on the first try, but eventually, we know what we are doing. Say it with me. I owe it to myself to be consistent. I owe it to myself to be disciplined. I owe it to myself to be focused. Start from today itself. I'm sure the chain method of productivity will get you into the habit of studying. Let me know about it in the comment section. This is me, Abhijit, signing out. See you in the next video.